Hello, Tuesday. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I have just reached retirement healthy. And on this channel, we discuss various ways of arriving there yourself healthy, mind, body, and soul. Do you ever find yourself struggling with that difficult boss? Or maybe you have a tough time with some interesting employees. Believe me, I've been on both sides of that. We talk about issues like that. If any of that interests you, you're in the right place. We discuss these things while moving around and stretching, which is most assuredly something I did to arrive at retirement healthy. With that, let's just get started. First, let's clasp your hands behind your back, and I want you to press and release, and press and release. We're just going to do this a few times as we breathe deeply. You may have been sitting at your desk for hours with your head sort of in this position, holding every muscle tight. It's time to quit doing that. Release all that tension. Bring it forward. Oh, same thing, just to the front. Press and release, and press and release. I guess over the last 2 days we've talked about the importance of and utility of using a mentor, both formally and informally, and I gave two instances of where people just poured into my life and made a huge difference for me. Okay, so I want you to kind of put your hands in this position, elbows bent, and we're gonna move from side to side. We're gonna plant those hips. We're not moving them, but we're forcing our body, we're engaging our core to just glide from side to side. You're gonna feel that engagement in your abs, and you are going to love it. In this week, we switch up our movements every week here on 7-Minute Reset because I know you get bored. I get bored. Everybody gets bored. So, we try to kind of hold your interest with tantalizing conversation, dressed a little differently, looking a little differently, and moving a little differently every week. Oh, I hope it works for you, and I hope you wind up hanging out, maybe commenting on topics that interest you so we can kick them around. I'll give you my opinions. Okay, so we're going to put our hands behind our head. Flex your right foot. And I want you to bend down halfway. Bring it back up. Do you feel an amazing stretch in the back of your right leg? I sure did. Woo! Let's keep doing that. We'll do it, a few times on the right, a few times on the left as we talk. I have, a couple things that I thought you might find sort of interesting to do, maybe as a personal exercise, or maybe you would want to do this with your team at work if you have one, but it can certainly work as a personal exercise as well. When I was forming a new team at work as a new supervisor, okay, I want you to switch feet, flex that left one, and bring yourself down and up. Feel that stretch in the back of your left leg. I was setting office norms for things like, I don't know, if I send out an email to you and ask you to do something to help me, do I need you to say got it so that I know that you got it? I know that sounds simple, but you need to go over the rules so people understand the expectations. Well, one of the, we talked about all that kind of stuff, but there is a brainstorming exercise that I really like to do at least once a year when I had new folks so that we could all be on the same page. Okay, I want to maybe shake that out a little bit. Now, I want you to put your left leg behind you. I want you to put your right hand on your right hip, and I want you to stretch over to the left. The idea is the arm that's stretching over is the leg that's behind. And what that does is really give you a nice stretch on that side. Whew. So what I did was I had everybody, around a corner. I actually did use a facilitator because I had access to one. So that was really helpful to get somebody that was actually, in the field helping me run that exercise. Okay, I want you to change it. So you're gonna put your left leg behind you. Oh, come over this way. Left hand on your waist and stretch. I asked folks to just kind of shout out. I said, how can we do our jobs really bad? Really badly. What would we do if we wanted to make a terrible impression on literally everyone? And they all looked at me like, what? Okay, I want you to fold forward. Oh, just kind of hang there for a minute. Now I want you to raise up slowly. Now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bend over and reach down and up. I'm not sure why this feels so good. It just does, so just do it. Oh, that reaches down your leg so nice. So things like, oh gosh, we could be late to every single meeting. I was like, yeah, that's the idea. We could be late. That would be terrible. What else could we do? Well, we could be unprepared. Don't make sure that if you ever had a to-do, that you didn't do it. Okay, great. What else could we do? Miss deadlines. Yeah, that'd be terrible. I mean, that would be great. You get the picture. Okay, so I want you to get in a straddle position now, and I want you to flop around to the middle first. I want you to travel over to the right. Hold it for a minute. Go to the middle and travel to the left. And hold it. Let's go back and forth one more time. To the middle. To the right. To the middle. To the left. Okay, while we're down here, I want to go ahead and do this stretch. Brace yourself with your left hand, reach back with your right and look behind you. Bring it over to the left. Ooh, and look behind you. Okay, now stay down here, but I want you to move over into that right leg, bend it. Then I want you to come up onto your knee, and I want you to hang out there with me for a minute. Okay, so after we made this list of very heinous things that we could do to be terrible and make an awful impression on everyone that we dealt with, we looked at each other and I went down the list and I said, that's great, you guys, it's really terrible. Okay, so let's go back to that list. Are we doing anything, even remotely close to what we put on this list? Okay, switch over to the left. Late. I mean, that is... it's a really good way to upset anyone is to waste their time and show up late, especially notoriously. So, I think you get the idea. You kind of got everybody in the brain space of how to do something badly, and it's not a gotcha exercise. Literally not a gotcha exercise. It is just a way to be able to have a frame of reference to shine a light on anything that could be bad behavior. Okay, I want you to bring it up and scoot those legs up. Now I want you to put your right leg over your left, and I want you just to hang with me for a minute. Ooh. One other thing I'd like to touch on just really, really quickly. Okay, switch your feet. Oh, my left is always so bad. I'm so clumsy. Okay, so what do we have? We have our left leg over our right, and we are folding forward. Oh, all right. Roll it back up. Cell phone etiquette. Okay, stretch to the front. You know, I think we really need, and this is just, again, these are just my ideas, but the art of conversation, where has it gone? Eye contact has suddenly become sort of like an affront. People feel as though you are confrontational if you hold eye contact. That's not what that used to mean. I'm almost 60 years old. Believe me, that is not what that used to mean. Okay, I want you to bring that same arm behind you. That used to mean I'm listening to you, I care what you're saying, and you have my full attention. And I want to suggest we've lost that because we're fooling around on our cell phones. We're on and off the internet, and our brains have become similar to popcorn popping. And I would just ask that you give yourself permission to not do that. Can you leave your cell phone in your bag or your pocket? My goodness, and I'm talking to people at the executive level too. I've gone to meetings at the executive level and had senior staff come with not one but 2 cell phones that they looked at continuously. These are brilliant people. I just don't think anyone can process that many different bits of information well all at once. So I'm going to suggest to you that we give ourselves permission to go old school. Talk with each other. Look at each other and care about what each other are saying. Just a thought. That's your reset. And again, these are all just, they're my thoughts. And when I at this age, I get to reflect and I get to look back and see, contrasting the way it used to be to the way it is now. How different and how far apart we have gotten. But I gotta leave you with this thought because I truly believe it. You bring the best you. Bring the best you every day because you're amazing and the only one that can do you is you. Now, I hope you enjoyed this reset. I hope you feel a little stronger, a little more settled, a little more ready for your afternoon. And I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Have a great evening.